Sometimes when we talk about a political issue on the show or a legal issue or a sociocultural issue, we talk in really specific technicalities. Everything is couched in a variety of details and in sort of nuanced and sophisticated ways with caveats and ifs and ands and buts. And very often that's actually the right analysis to do. We want to be careful. We want to be thorough. We want to be detailed. And the problem with it is that sometimes I, as much as anybody else, will end up kind of getting lost in those details. And I will, to apply a common a proverb or term or metaphor or analogy, I will miss the forest for the trees. We forget that we're in a forest because we're busy trying to count and measure every single tree, for example. And Hillary Clinton actually did something clever last night on the Rachel Maddow show. And this may come as a shock to many people in our audience, but I'm not a Hillary fan, and I don't watch Rachel Maddow's show. I don't really watch MSNBC. The last time I talked about Rachel Maddow was years ago when she bogusly hyped up having Trump's tax returns. And what she had was like the first page of Trump's '05 return, which had nothing interesting in it other than showing that most of the tax that Trump paid was as a result of the alternative minimum tax. So people know Hillary's well to my right. I don't watch these shows or whatever. But this is actually a pretty interesting clip. Hillary Clinton said last night on the Rachel Maddow show, hold on a second. Let's step back for a moment in terms of Trump and Russia and Mueller from was collusion or obstruction established? Which evidence threshold do these different legal terms allude to? Exactly how partisan was William Barr's handling of this entire thing? Hillary Clinton steps back from the trees and says, let's look at the forest for a second. And she lays out a really great hypothetical. Imagine if a Democrat went on live television and said, China, if you're listening, go and get Trump's taxes. And then hours later, the IRS got hacked and Trump's taxes were released. And we found out that it was actually China who hacked and provided those taxes to some third party like a WikiLeaks sort of organization. Hillary Clinton is stepping back from the trees and remembering that we're in the forest. Take a look at what she said last night.
Since Russia is clearly backing Republicans, why don't we ask China to back us?
I hereby tonight ask China.
That's right. And not only that, China, if you're listening, why don't you get Trump's tax returns? I'm sure our media would richly reward you. Now, according to the Mueller report, that is not conspiracy because it's done right out in the open. So if after this hypothetical Democratic candidate says this on your show, within hours, all of a sudden the IRS offices are bombarded with incredibly sophisticated cyber tools looking for Trump's tax returns and then extracts them and then passes them to whatever the new WikiLeaks happens to be, and they start being unraveled and disclosed. Nothing wrong with that.
So the point of playing this is not to praise Hillary. I mean, I thought that she was a bad candidate and she's well to my right. The point of this is not to revisit the idea that Trump personally colluded with Putin. I told you 13 months ago, go back and look, that it is not going to be the outcome of the Mueller probe. That's not how these things work. It's not Trump getting on the phone with Putin and saying, how can we work together to help me win? This is just a good reminder that sometimes we've got to zoom out to understand the picture of what's going on and the context. And get away from the minutia that often becomes the focus in many analyses of the Mueller report. Now, I can't believe that I have to do what I'm about to do. I bet some of you maybe even fell for this, unfortunately. There are a ton of right-wing news outlets and so-called commentators and analysts who seized on the clip I just played for you, which is Hillary Clinton with a hypothetical thought experiment, right? And they are claiming that Hillary called for China to hack Trump's taxes. Okay. Can you imagine being so disconnected from reality and so lost that you fall for the claim that when Hillary says, here's a thought experiment, that she is actually calling for China to hack Donald Trump's taxes? And if the right has successfully bamboozled you into thinking that, then I feel sorry for you. But I feel obligated to just mention that there are actually people on the right claiming that that clip was Hillary publicly calling for the illegal hacking of Donald Trump's taxes by China. And the funny thing about that is the people who are attacking Hillary for the thought experiment don't seem to care that Donald Trump actually did it. Like Trump actually called for Russia to hack Hillary and the DNC, and then Russia did. And then they gave the data to WikiLeaks, which Trump used to say that he loved, but now all of a sudden claims to barely even remember who they were. And the only conclusion that I came to after reviewing the reactions to this clip from right-wing media was that we're in trouble. We're in trouble as a country. We're in trouble as a society. And we are so far down the rabbit hole of a total lack of critical thinking and media literacy that I wish I could be more optimistic about the future, but I'm not, based on how many people fell for this stupid mischaracterization of what Hillary Clinton did last night. Disclaimer, I didn't vote for her in the primary, and she's to my right, and this is not talking about how great Hillary Clinton is. She just made an interesting point last night. If you love learning new things, you probably want to check this out. The David Pakman Show today is sponsored by Skillshare, and we're giving you 2 entire months of free access to Skillshare when you click the link underneath this video. Skillshare is a vibrant online learning community offering more than 25,000 video classes on just about anything you can think of. Get better at playing an instrument. Learn to use Photoshop. How to edit videos. They have classes on drawing, painting, business, cooking, nutrition, personal productivity, and I'm not even really scratching the surface. I recently took a great class on introductory watercolor painting. I'm still not good, but I am learning, and you can access the entire library of fun, easy to use online courses for free for 2 months by using the link underneath this video. 2 months of learning something that's totally new to you, something you want to get better at, something you already love, or you can get ahead in your career by learning new skills that will help you at your job. I've gotten a ton out of it. Pat has taken some courses that he's found really valuable, and I think you'll love it too. Get started for free by clicking the link under this video.